The internet is such a beautiful place, man. A place where billionaires get humbled by memes and grown adults confidently believe hair holds supernatural powers.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No, seriously. I didn't make that up. You did.
His dreads took his
God
strength.
gives the crown.
He
But
lost
can
his
take
crown,
it away too.
that's why
the
went
power
silent.
gone.
That's how Samson
Our identity
fell.
is in
Never
our
break the
hair.
vow, bro.
older
Hair
than
carries
time.
energy for real.
Like, okay, Professor Hogwarts, did you major in follicle studies or are we just freestyling belief systems now? And the craziest part? Thousands of people agreed. Not liked, not haha funny, agreed. Which is wild, and because this is 2026, we have AI girlfriends, crypto trauma, and attention spans of goldfish. Yet the moment a man cuts his hair and stops screaming on stream, the internet turns into ancient monks. And that's when I paused my doom scrolling, because buried under the jokes, the superstition, the memes, was a pattern, a very old one. Yep, this is Kai Cenat, and for the past few weeks he's been trending massively. Not for a stream, not for chaos, but for absence. And while I was melting my brain on my FYP, one theory kept showing up over and over again. Half joking, half dead serious. The theory of Kai Cenat's hair.
I'm crying. Kai, your mother have big long locks and you want to cut your hair and my heart is bleeding.
And I quote that his dreads weren't just style. Yep, you heard me right. And I quote again that his dreads weren't just hair. They were energy, identity, a crown. And when he cut them, something else got cut too. Now laugh if you want. But humans have told this story before. Samson. You know the story. Or you think you do. This is where it actually begins.
A long time ago in Israel, when the Philistines ruled, a special boy named Samson was born to a woman who had never been able to have children. An angel had come to her and told her that she would have a son. The angel said Samson would be a Nazirite, which means he was dedicated to God from birth. He had one rule: never cut his hair, because his long hair was the secret behind his incredible strength. As Samson grew up, he became famous for his super strength. One of his first amazing feats was fighting a big, scary lion with his bare hands. He tore it apart just like tearing a piece of paper. Everyone who heard about this was amazed. This showed everyone that he had a special power from God. Samson's life was full of adventures and some tough times. He often found himself battling against the Philistines, who were being really mean to the people of Israel, the Israelites. In one incredible fight, Samson was so angry that he picked up a jawbone of a donkey and used it to defeat 1,000 soldiers of the Philistine army. His strength was unbelievable, and everyone knew it was a gift from God. But Samson had a big problem that he didn't see coming. He fell deeply in love with a woman named Delilah. The Philistines found out and used Delilah to trick Samson. They wanted to know the secret behind his strength. Delilah tried many times to find out, and finally, Samson told her about his hair. He said that if his hair was ever cut, he would lose his strength. One night, while Samson was sleeping, Delilah had his hair cut off by a Philistine. When he woke up, he was weak. The Philistines captured him easily. They were harsh and brutal to him. They made him blind and locked him away in prison. It was the saddest part of Samson's life.
That's the story we remember. The fall, the betrayal, the curse. But here's what most people forget. The hair grew back. And when it did, Samson brought down the entire temple, killed more enemies in his death than he did in his whole life. The comeback was more legendary than the original power. Now, why am I telling you this? Because this pattern, this exact pattern, just played out on the internet, in real time, with a streamer from New York, and nobody saw it coming. Let me take you back. Before the theories, before the silence, before the fall. Kai Cenat didn't start at the top. Nobody handed him a crown. He built it himself, one chaotic stream at a time, with the energy of someone who had nothing to lose and everything to prove.
I know a lot of y'all been asking me, Kai, where's your YouTube channel? Why don't you have a YouTube channel? You need to start getting paid for what you're doing. Kai, where's your YouTube channel? I got one thing to say. Welcome to my YouTube channel!
Early 2000s. YouTube, Twitch. A young guy with a camera and a dream. And the dream was simple. Be so loud, so wild, so unapologetically himself that people couldn't look away. And it worked. He wasn't polished. He wasn't professional. He didn't have a PR team telling him what to say. He just exploded onto screens. Every stream was an event. Every reaction was a performance. Every laugh was contagious. He'd scream at video games like they personally insulted his family. He'd prank his friends so hard they'd question the friendship. He'd cook food in places food should never be cooked, a bathtub, a toilet, a washing machine. It didn't matter. The chaos was the point. And people didn't just watch. They believed. Every wild stunt became folklore. Every ridiculous challenge became legend. The internet started treating Kai like he wasn't just a streamer. He was a movement, a vibe, an energy source. One clip of him throwing a chair at a wall? Instantly legendary. Another stream where he's playing a horror game and jumps so hard he falls out of his chair? Iconic. That time he wore a wig and pretended to be a different person for an entire stream? Biblical. This man is undefeated. Kai doesn't miss. He's not human. See that? He's not human. That's not a joke. That's mythology being born. And through all of it, every viral moment, every impossible collab, every time he did something that made you think, how did he pull that off? The hair was there. Long, wild, untamed, moving with him, bouncing when he jumped, swinging when he turned his head. The dreads weren't just hair. They were part of the performance, part of the brand, part of the energy. Watch this. Look at how the hair moves. It's like it has its own life, like it's dancing with him. Every time he gets excited, the dreads fly, and your brain registers that movement as more energy, more chaos, more power. That's not an accident. That's physics meeting psychology. The more visual movement on screen, the more your brain thinks, this person is doing a lot right now. The hair multiplied his presence, and as the hair grew longer, the legend grew bigger. By 2022, Kai wasn't just popular, he was powerful. Millions of subscribers, hundreds of millions of views, streamer of the year, multiple times. He wasn't climbing the ladder. He was the ladder. And then the collab started. Drake, Lil Uzi Vert, SZA, 21 Savage. These aren't just rappers. These are gods in the music world. And they were showing up to Kai's streams, sitting on his couch, playing games with him, laughing at his jokes. Think about that. Drake, one of the biggest artists on planet Earth, is on some kid's Twitch stream playing GTA. That's not normal. That's not how fame usually works. That's a shift in power dynamics. Kai had become a destination, a cultural landmark. If you wanted to reach young people, you went through Kai. If you wanted to be relevant online, you needed Kai's blessing. And then, Union Square. August 2023, Kai announces a giveaway in New York City. PlayStations, gift cards, nothing crazy, just a meetup.
We gonna ask y'all random questions, bro. If you get it right, boom, you get a PS5. Just like that. All MTA trains and all that on it. I know y'all not in school yet, so clear y'all schedules.
Thousands of people showed up. Thousands. The NYPD had to shut down the entire area. Helicopters circled overhead. It made national news. People got arrested. Property got damaged. The mayor gave a press conference. A streamer caused a riot. Not with hate speech. Not with violence. Just by existing. Just by saying, pull up. That's not influence. That's not celebrity. That's something else. That's when a person becomes an idea, a force, a symbol. The internet started calling it his crown. Not jokingly. Seriously. People would comment, the crown stays undefeated. Long live the king. Never cut the crown. See, something happens when you watch someone win over and over and over again. Your brain starts looking for patterns. What makes them special? What's different about them? And humans, being the pattern-seeking creatures we are, we latch onto the most visible thing. The hair, it's big, it's distinctive, it moves, it's there. And our primitive brains go, ah, that's the source. That's where the magic lives. This isn't new. Warriors in ancient cultures grew their hair long as a symbol of strength. Samurai, Vikings, Native American chiefs. Hair meant power. Cutting it meant surrender, defeat, shame. We've been doing this for thousands of years, and Kai's followers, whether they knew it or not, tapped into that ancient programming. The dreads became sacred, became required, became the thing that couldn't be touched. Because if it was touched, what would happen? Nobody wanted to find out. And then the whispers started. Twitter threads, TikTok conspiracy theories, Instagram stories. People started talking, not about Kai's content, about his energy.
Am I crazy or does Kai seem different lately?
His streams don't hit the same anymore.
Something's off.
At first, it was subtle, a feeling, a vibe shift. He was still streaming, still funny, still technically doing everything right. But the energy? People said it felt dimmed, like someone turned down the brightness on a light bulb. And the internet, being the internet, needed an explanation. Maybe he's tired, maybe he's growing up, maybe he's depressed. But then someone said it, the thing that made made everyone pause. Maybe it's the hair. At first, people laughed. Bro, it's just hair. Relax. But then someone else chimed in. Wait, think about it though. His dreads were his whole vibe. Like, imagine Kai without the hair. It's not the same. Someone made a Photoshop. Kai with a buzz cut. And people hated it. Delete this. This is cursed. I don't like this timeline. The comments weren't joking. They were uncomfortable. Because seeing Kai without his crown, it broke something in the brain. It looked wrong. And that's when the theory exploded. Suddenly, every content creator and their mama was making videos about it. The Kai Cenat hair theory explained why Kai can never cut his hair. The scientific reason Kai's dreads make him powerful. Some people were joking. Some people were half serious. But a lot of people believed it. Actually believed it. Because here's the thing about belief. It doesn't need to be rational. It just needs to feel true. And when you watch someone for years, when you associate their appearance with their success, when you've seen them win over and over with that same look, your brain creates a connection. Hair equals power. Crown equals king. Cut the crown equals lose the kingdom. It's the Samson story, someone said. And that's when it clicked for everyone. Samson had 7 locks. Kai had dreads. Samson lost his strength when his hair was cut. So if Kai cuts his hair, game over. The theory wasn't just a meme anymore. It was a warning. People were genuinely commenting, Kai, please don't cut your hair. I'm not joking. Don't do it. Bro, we're being serious. The hair is your thing. This isn't funny. Don't touch the crown. You'll regret it. I promise you'll regret it. Thousands of people, tens of thousands, telling him the same thing, begging him, pleading with him, don't cut the hair. And for a while, he didn't. The crown stayed. The king stayed. Everything was fine until it wasn't. Now, let's talk about what nobody wants to talk about. The girl. I'm not here to gossip. I'm not here to name names. I'm not here to dissect someone's personal life like it's content, but I am here to recognize patterns. And the pattern is this. Behind every great fall, there's usually a broken heart. Late 2023, early 2024, rumors started circulating. Relationship troubles, trust issues. Someone cheated. Someone lied. Someone got hurt. Again, I don't know the details. None of us do. It's not our business. Again, I don't know the details. None of us do. It's not our business. But what I do know is this. The timeline is suspicious. Energy shift happens to relationship rumors start to streams become less frequent to, and then the haircut. Let me tell you something about men and heartbreak. We don't process it the way we should. We don't cry. We don't talk. We don't go to therapy. We destroy something physical. We punch walls. We throw out gifts. We delete pictures. We burn letters. Or we cut our hair. The breakup cut is real. And it's not about looking good. It's about looking different. Because if you look the same, you feel the same. And if you feel the same, you remember. And remembering is unbearable. So you sit in that chair and you tell the barber, cut it all off. I don't care. Just make me look like someone else. Because maybe if you're someone else, you won't hurt like this person does. That's the psychology. That's the pain underneath the decision. You're not cutting hair. You're cutting memory. You're cutting the version of yourself that was stupid enough to trust, to love, to be vulnerable. You're killing the old you. And Kai sat in that chair. And then it happened. The stream starts. Kai's sitting there. And something's different. People notice immediately. Wait, no way. Is that? He turns his head. The dreads are gone. The chat explodes. No! He did it. The prophecy. It's over. Not jokes. Not laughs. Panic. People were genuinely in shock. Genuinely mourning. Like someone had died. And look at him. Really look at his face. Freeze frame. Right there. Does he look happy? Does he look free? Or does he look lost? His mouth is smiling. But his eyes aren't. There's something hollow there. Something that says, I made this decision because I had to. Not because I wanted to. He looks sad. This isn't Kai. Bro looks like he's going through it. He lost his aura. That word again. Aura. You can't define it. You can't measure it. But you know when it's there. And you know when it's gone. And the internet looked at Kai and declared, the aura is gone. The crown fell. The king was dethroned. The prophecy came true. And then came the worst part. The silence. Not literal silence. Kai still streamed. He still showed up. He still posted content. But the energy was different. The streams felt slower, quieter, like watching a recording instead of a live performance. He was going through the motions, but the spark, that indefinable thing that made Kai, it felt muted, like someone put a filter over the sun. And the comments noticed. Of course they noticed. Where's the energy? This doesn't feel the same. I miss the old Kai. And here's what's cruel about this. Kai probably saw those those comments, probably read them, probably internalized them. I lost something. They're right. I'm different now. And once you start believing you've lost something, you kind of do lose it, because confidence is fragile. Belief is fragile. And when thousands of people tell you you're not the same, you start to question if you ever were. The streams continued, but they felt like echoes, memories of what used to be. Kai was there, but Kai wasn't. The person remained. The energy did not. And the internet, in its infinite wisdom, blamed the hair. I told him not to cut it. The curse is real. He should have listened, as if hair could hold power, as if scissors could cut a soul. But here's the thing. Maybe they can. Not literally, not magically, but psychologically, symbolically. Yeah, maybe they can. Because here's what we need to understand. This isn't about Kai. This is about us, about humans, about what we've always done. We take people and turn them into symbols. We take appearance and turn it into power. We take coincidence and turn it into destiny. Napoleon's hat, Marilyn's dress, Elvis's jumpsuit, Michael Jordan's tongue, Einstein's hair. These weren't just style choices. They became identity. They became inseparable from the person. And when the symbol changes, we panic. Remember when The Weeknd cut his signature hair in 2016? The internet freaked out. He lost his mystique. It's not the same. Why would he do that? And you know what happened? He dropped some of the biggest albums of his career. Starboy, After Hours, Dawn FM. Different energy, same power, maybe even more power. The hair wasn't the source. It never was. But we believed it was, because humans need to attach power to something visible, something we can point to. Kings have crowns, warriors have scars, wizards have staffs, streamers have hair. It sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud, but that's exactly what happened. We took Kai's most visible feature and said, that's where the magic lives. And when it was gone, we mourned the magic. Even though the magic was never in the hair, it was in us, in our belief, in our projection. Kai didn't lose his power when he cut his hair. We stopped giving it to him. And that's the darkest part of fame. Your power isn't really yours. It's ours. And we can take it away whenever we decide to stop believing. But here's where the story gets interesting again, because everyone remembers Samson losing his strength. Everyone remembers the betrayal, the capture, the blinding, but everyone forgets the end. That's the part nobody talks about. The comeback was more legendary than the original run. The fall wasn't the end. It was the setup for the resurrection. And that's where Kai is right now, in the middle, in the darkness, in the part of the story where it looks like everything's lost. This is the transformation arc, the cocoon phase, the part where the old version dies so the new version can emerge. And cocoons are ugly. Cocoons are quiet. Cocoons look like death from the outside. But inside, change is happening. Evolution is happening. 1 year from now, maybe 2, Kai's going to go live, and the hair will be back. Not the same, not exactly, but back, longer, different, evolved. And the chat is going to lose its mind. He's back. The king returned. The prophecy was real. I never doubted him. Yes, you did, but okay. And maybe, just maybe, Kai will smile. Not the performative smile, the real one. The one that says, I know what you thought. I know what you said. I heard you mourn me while I was still alive, and I let you, because I needed to figure out who I was without your belief, without the crown, without the symbol. I needed to know if the power was in me or on me. And that stream, that return, it's going to break records. It's going to break the internet. It's going to break the algorithm itself, because we love a fall, but we love a resurrection even more. So now I'm going to ask you something. And I want you to really think about it. Do you believe in the Samson Theory? Do you think Kai lost his power when he cut his hair? Or do you think he's just evolving into something we're not ready to understand yet? Path 1. The curse is real. Hair holds energy. Symbols hold power. Kai made a mistake. He broke the seal, and now he's paying the price. The only way forward is to let it grow back, to reclaim the crown, to return to the version the internet fell in love with. Path 2. The curse is a story. We tell ourselves, Kai didn't lose anything. He changed something. The dreads represented child Kai, chaotic, unfiltered, performing for the algorithm. The new look represents man Kai, intentional, evolving, building something that lasts beyond viral moments. He didn't lose his power. He traded one form of it for another. Both of these can be true. Both of these can be false. But here's what matters. We decided to believe in the curse, and belief is the most powerful force on earth. Because you're not just fighting your own doubts anymore. You're fighting the collective consciousness of millions of people who decided your hair was your power source. And that's the cruelest part of modern fame. You don't get to just be. You become what we believe you are. And when we stop believing, you have to start start over, from scratch, alone. So here's what I want you to think about tonight. When you're scrolling, when you're judging, when you're commenting on someone's appearance, their energy, their aura, remember this: the power you see in others might just be the power you're giving them. And the moment you take it back, the moment you decide they've lost it, you might be taking away something that was never theirs to begin with. It was always yours. Your attention, your belief, your projection. Kai Cenat is going to be fine. He's talented. He's smart. He's adaptable. The real question is, are we going to be fine? Are we going to keep doing this? Turning people into symbols into gods, and then tearing them down the second they change? Because that's the pattern. That's what humans do. Over and over and over. We build legends. We worship them, and then we sacrifice them. The hair will grow back. The energy will return. The king will rise again. And when he does, we'll all pretend we never doubted him. But something did die when those dreads fell. And maybe it wasn't just Kai. Maybe it was the version of us that still believes people are more than the symbols we project onto them. Drop your answer in the comments. Is the Samson Theory real? Or are we just addicted to creating curses where none exist?